As winter's chill fades, a sweet, unmistakable fragrance drifts through gardens and all around, signaling the arrival of spring's most dazzling flowers, the hyacinth. With blooms in shades of purple, pink, white, even blue, these spiky star-shaped blooms do more than please the eyes. They are considered nature's perfume.
I know, I can smell them right now. And we will always welcome the feast for the eyes and the nose in Historic Studio D. Compliments of gardening expert Ginny Rosenkranz with the University of Maryland Extension. And that is the first thing I noticed when you brought these out is the fragrance.
Oh, the fragrance, yes.
It smells so good.
It smells like spring.
It does.
It's a nice, clean, light floral, but it just, and the breezes just move it all around, which is wonderful. So no matter where you are in your yard, you can go, oh, hyacinths.
So these really are an early spring flower.
They are, yes. I think that there are some species tulips that are before these, and there are a lot of daffodils that are before these, but when these guys come up, they're amazing. And when I was out there picking them, there were a whole bunch of pollinators going, oh, thank you very much.
Oh,
so that's real good. The nice thing about hyacinths, they're a bulb, like this little bulb I have right here. And you always plant it with the flat side down, because that's where the roots are. If you plant them upside down like this, they go, I can't figure out what to do.
Oh, no, yeah.
Tulips, no, I mean daffodils, on the other hand, they know how to turn themselves over. Hyacinths haven't figured that one out. Quite often people should wear gloves when they're working with the hyacinths, because sometimes the outer area is a little bit itchy for some people with a skin thing. But once they're in the ground, they come up year after year after year after year. So I've had these in the ground for over 40 years.
Really?
Wow.
And they look so young.
They do.
And that's because every spring, there's a new bulb that comes out. Which is really, really cool. No flowers. So in the bulb, there actually is a flower that's just dormant, just sleeping. Just like a little seed, when you look a seed and open it up, it has the leaves and the root. So the bulbs, when they bloom, the flowers are just spectacular. And you want to leave the foliage later so that it can stay nice and green, so that it can go ahead and make new flowers for next spring.
Okay.
Yeah. And then they'll be there year after year after year.
That's amazing.
The deer don't like to eat them.
Oh, that's a
plus.
bonus.
The bunnies don't like they don't like the fragrance like we like it. I don't understand, but I'm really thankful. Because I do like the deer and the bunnies, but not in my garden.
Right.
Now, the colors, are they just genetically that way, or does that have anything to do with the environment or the soil?
No, this is how they're bred. So when you have the purples, they have the deep purples, the light purples, the very, very light purples. You can have white or cream. You can have red, pink, or light pink, and sometimes these are just regular ones, really. There are some others that are a little bit more, gaudy, which I think is cool. It just, you can pick the colors that you want to have, plant them, and they'll be there every spring for you.
Yeah. Now there's one in front.
The little one.
Looks like a little baby.
Yeah, it's called a miniature hyacinth, and it's not a hyacinth. Every time I Google it, it goes, this is not a hyacinth. And it does have a fragrance, but it's a little different. It's actually, it has a musky scent instead of a sweet scent. And that's why it's often called the musk hyacinth, which is kind of fun. And it comes in white and pink and blue, but blue is mostly what I see. They're really cool because as teeny as they are, you can put them along a walkway or something like that. And when they're done blooming, they still look really pretty because the foliage is not crazy and you don't have to do any grooming with that one. It's easy.
That was my next question.
The other thing about these guys is you can plant them almost anywhere except underneath the shade of an evergreen plant. So right now I have them under the shade of, like, say, crepe myrtles and my let me see, Yoshino cherry, which is in full bloom, like the tidal basin cherries. And they need full sun, but right now we don't have any leaves on the trees, on the deciduous trees. So they're happy growing under there, and the foliage will stay really nice and green. And by the time the foliage starts to turn really funky, that's when all the leaves are on the tree, and at that point they're in the shade.
How did they do in the drought?
They are happy in the drought because they're 6 inches down.
Okay.
And they're like, okay, this is fine. They did appreciate it when we had the rain. They popped up. Which is real good.
It just sounds like they're just an all-around great
they are
flower
wonderful.
to have. Yeah.
The spring bulb, they are so hardy. They really, really are. And they're so wonderful. So, yes, invest. They should always plant it in the fall. I'm sorry, this little guy got, I was using him as a demonstration, and he said, what in the world.
Yeah.
So I'll plant him this weekend. Don't worry, I will.
Ginny Rosenkranz with University of Maryland Extension, thank you so much for bringing so much beauty and fragrance into Historic Studio D.
Thank you.